होमवर्क नहीं हो पाया, ओके, सो बिल्कुल डोंट लीव द होमवर्क, मेक श्योर यू डू दैट. काफी लोगों ने होमवर्क किया, आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव सीन what other people have also done, yes or no? So the intention behind creating the group was that you can collectively see that what all is possible. Okay, that. So last में किसने दिया बीच में? The morning में I have given feedback to other people, बाकी लोग का भी ठीक था, but few people I got that. So global ecological problems. I don't understand when we are saying global ecological problems, why would we make a map of India? I don't know. The heading is global ecological problem, and you're writing desertification. 30% of India's total geography is this. Why? Okay. Keep working on that. Global ecological problems. Okay, good. Forest fire, World War II. Everybody has tried. So all the students who tried, here I can see Pragati submitting, Khushi submitting, morning में मैंने Ulami and all others. I've seen your work, Megha's work, Yash का भी work था. बाकी people, बच्चे लोगों ने flowchart बनाया है. Say for example, Megha Rajwal has put a flowchart on this. Yash had done a lot of mapping work on this. उसके पहले नीलनी just एक छोटा सा spread बनाया, लेकिन उसमें थोड़ा सा और पढ़ना चाहिए. But that's absolutely okay. So good try. So all the students who had given their homework, very good try. So I've just gone through this. You have got your feedback also. Hope everyone has joined. So today's class will be dealing with that also. We will be dealing with those areas also. Is everyone with me on this? So yesterday I was talking about environment and ecology. So we talked about ecology and ecosystem to begin with. We were talking about ecology. Through ecology, we got to know about ecosystem, which is the unit of study. Yes. Then we went into the principles of ecology. Through principles of ecology, we're trying to learn a lot about that. And I hope you understood what is a holistic approach. Get that? So that is there. Ready, sab log? Okay. So blank sheet, everyone, blank sheet, fresh blank sheet. The material was already uploaded, so that is not an issue. Many people were not geographical, don't worry. Today I will be talking about that. You will get good insights into what I wanted. Everyone, blank sheet, quickly write the definition of a system. Word by word without referring to anything. Definition of a system, as I said, I requested everyone to memorize it. Definition of a system. 5 minutes are over, we'll not talk more about anything else. So see that, let's come to the point and let's start talking about our class. Okay, done. So regularly interacting and interdependent set of components working together to form functional wholes. ऐसा कुछ है? ये लिखा है नहीं लिखा है? Now for a minute, I would want you to appreciate that fact. Regularly interacting and interdependent set of components working together to form functional wholes. I want to put you in a creative space right now. Everyone, I want everyone to go into a creative space right now. You have to think of an ecological system which has not been talked of till now. You have to think of an ecological system which has not been talked of till now by me or you in the class discussions, and see what system is that and what is interacting. Quickly, कोई भी सोचे, सबके पास freedom. Ecological system. Trying to apply this definition somewhere. Okay, tell me what system were you thinking of quickly. Will anyone want to share? What system were you thinking of? Interacting, interdependent, aquatic ecosystem. Okay, there are many aquatic ecosystem. कोई तो बताओगे? Quickly, others. Let's see who was thinking the most innovative here. The most innovative here. Forest. Okay, forest is an ecosystem. Interacting, interdependent. Nilni, phytoplankton is not an ecosystem. Unfortunately, बेटा समझोगे नहीं तो फिर एग्जाम में रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा. तो अभी तक समझ में नहीं आया कि phytoplankton is a biotic component. तो ये तो this shows की definition बेकार है आपके लिए. Pragati says human society. Okay, human society as an ecosystem. Okay, desert as an ecosystem. Polami thought coral reef as an ecosystem. Okay, perfect. Anyone else? We're looking at your innovative thinking. Were you able to connect or not? natural ecosystems, biosphere, perfectly okay, Naidu. Madhukar, food chain in different biomes. Madhukar, food chain is not a system, sorry. So you also get it wrong. Nilni also got it wrong. A tree interacting with carbon dioxide and rainfall. So again, a wrong examples. थोड़ा सा बड़ा सोचिए क्योंकि tree will be interacting with more things. So I think people who have thought of forest as an ecosystem is better. If you say just a tree as a system, मैं वो भी मान लूंगा. But tree with carbon dioxide, etc. Please. Lakes, ponds. Somebody said high altitude ecosystem. I'm okay with that. High altitude ecosystem. Remember, we have Himalayan ecosystem. We have a special program for that under National Action Plan for Climate Change. Anirban, mangroves is an ecosystem. Perfect. Perfect. What else? Pura ecosystem. Interacting, interdependent set of components forming functional wholes. Grassland is an ecosystem. So grassland, desert, forest, all are ecosystem. Priyanka brings in the idea of wetland. So can I say a pond, a reservoir, a canal is an ecosystem? True. Everyone, please pay attention. This is a road. This is a road by state highway. State highway में क्या है? State highway has got what? A hole. छेद है वहां पर, गड्ढा है, puddle. Yes or no? Puddle में पानी हो गया. Yes. For me, this is an ecosystem which I want to consider. Do we get that? ये भी ecosystem has biotic, has abiotic. यहीं पे मच्छर बनेंगे कि नहीं? Mosquitoes, they love, will they lay their eggs or not? Yes. Things are interacting. Are humans also interacting? Have you seen, people on bikes? Almost fatal accidents happen because of this. True. Ecosystem. Interacting, interdependent set of components making a functional whole. Not that whole. आपको तो ये whole भी दिखाई दे रहा हो. I hope I wanted you to expand your understanding. So thank you for participating. If you participated in this, I want a quick reminder of what did I leave yesterday. Where did I leave? I left 4 points, I guess. Can someone tell me what are the points which I'm supposed to complete with you? Quickly. Straight away coming to the point, we'll finish that and then I will be looking at this thing also. Yes, this level of hierarchy ये तो हो चुका था कल. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि नहीं कराया. गलत मत बताओ. देखकर बताओ भाई. Energetics, yes Priyanka, I get that. Energetics. Bio, geo, chemical cycles. Then ecological limits. Very good. Functional and interaction. क्या बात कर रहे हो मधुकर? भाई मधुकर कल कुछ करवाया था, उसको देख लो भाई. ऐसा नहीं छोड़े थे, लिख के दिए थे, लिस्ट बना दिए थे. होम्योस्टैटिक. पता नहीं यार, जब लिस्ट भी दी उसमें भी गलत करता है तो समझ में नहीं आता क्या हुआ. ये 4 छोड़े थे भाई, कल बताया भी था. आई टोल्ड ऑल्सो ये है, लिस्ट भी बनाया. बट मोक्ष तो मोक्ष है ना, कब मिलेगा किसे पता. उसके बाद भी गलत बताता है. You give people option, what is the color of milk? Cow milk. White, red, green, black. White, red, green, black. तो सोच रहा है एक्चुअली व्हाइट तो नहीं होता, थोड़ा तो येलोनेस भी होता है, तो लेट मी गो फॉर ब्लैक. अरे यार व्हाइट ही बचेगा कि नहीं, फिर बाद में बोलेगा प्रीलिम्स पास नहीं होता. प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड यार, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड. इसीलिए आपने जो एग्जांपल भी दिया ना इकोसिस्टम के, वो भी गलत दिए थे. प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड, think about it. Today we are going to talk about energetics. What is energetics? So energetics is, yesterday if you remember, this was diagram of an ecosystem. Biotic, abiotic. Yes. Biotic interacts with abiotic. True. ऐसे कुछ था. Did we have this or not? So everyone, my example today for an ecosystem is your house. Your house is my example for the ecosystem. Tell me what are the biotic and abiotic components in your house. What are the biotic and abiotic components? Quickly. For me today, the system that I'm talking of is your house, wherever you are attending the class. So me and microorganisms, Sneha, मैं और मेरी तन्हाई, और भी तो होंगे, कुछ पौधे भी हो सकते हैं. Normal plants in your family. मैं तुलसी तेरे आंगन की बिना तुलसी कैसे चला रहे हो? Microorganism, you might have a pet, you might have a मोहल्ले का डॉग जो बाहर आता है बेचारा. मैं और मेरे microorganisms, और बहुत सी चीजें हैं. मच्छर, छिपकली, yes, cockroach. So me, my family, plants and pets. Okay, plants and pets. प्रगति थोड़ा सा इसमें insects भी डाल लेते हैं. In fact, they are the largest in number. Many you can't even see. Yes. हाँ जी. So Priyanka कह रही sir, apart from this, there is something abiotic also. My house, my air, sunlight. Okay. So you have biotic and abiotic. Perfect. Me, my garden. ठीक है. मैं और मेरा बाग, मेरा बगीचा. Perfect. Thank you. What do I mean by system boundary? What do I mean by system boundary? तो आपके हाउस में ये क्या लगेगा? What will be the system boundary? Quickly. So the boundary wall of my house, the fence of my house, the gate of my house, the walls of my house, is everyone okay? Perfect. Now I quickly want to change. I quickly want to change the ecosystem. Everyone, please pay attention. I quickly want to change the ecosystem. I'm saying your room, your study room right now. True. Your study room. Same things. What has changed? From your house to your study room, what has changed? Has the biotic changed, abiotic changed? What has changed? What has changed? The system boundary has changed. System boundary has changed. So more or less everything remains the same. Biotic is me. ठीक है मेरी फैमिली नहीं है बट insects and microorganisms and probably any planter छोटा सा गमला हो सकता है but system boundary has changed. So can I say ecosystem can be of different size. Ecosystem can be of different size. Who decides the boundary? Who decides the boundary? Mr. Sachin Arora decides the boundary. Who is Mr. Sachin Arora? He's the person who's studying the system. So can I say the person who's studying the system may decide the boundary? True. Yes or no? So Arvind Kejriwal, who is the chief minister of Delhi, wants pollution of Delhi, air pollution of Delhi to be in control. So for him, system boundary is what? Delhi. True? Yes or no? But if you're talking about Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of India, when he's talking about his system boundary is what? India. So if I am a planner in Niti Ayog, my system is India. Okay, that? If I am a planner in Delhi Secretariat, yes, Sachivalaya mein, where I'm looking at Delhi government affairs, मेरा वो हो जाएगा, सबको समझ में आ गया. An IAS officer and state PCS officer समझ में आ गया. Simple. So who decides? That is it. ये biome में नहीं है भाई. Remember biome is what? It's a region पहले decide हो गया. यहाँ पर ये. Perfect. System boundary clear to all. Everyone, why have I not made the system boundary a solid line? Why have I made it a broken line? Quickly. Solid line means that you are in your room and everything is sealed. No, Priyanka, it does not mean variable. Saurabh, it does not mean can be modified. Anirban, you are wrong. Priyanshu, you are wrong. बिल्कुल सही कहा. कुछ लोगों ने अब सही कहा है. Open system. So everyone, tell me one thing. If your room is sealed from outside, nothing can come inside. Nothing can come inside. How long can you survive? How long can you survive? How long can you survive? Have you heard of that story of अनारकली जिसको दीवार में चिनवा दिया गया था? Yes or no? सलीम अनारकली की कहानी. So आपको अगर बंद कर दिया जाए, दीवार चिनवा दी जाए, yes, cement and we close the enclosure, you will die. Why? Because ecosystems cannot be systems like this. Ecosystems are living systems. They are open systems. What is amazing about open system? What is amazing about open system? Amazing about open system is energetics. What is energetics, sir? Energy flows through this. True or not? Everyone. I am needed for this class. I am needed for this class. You are needed for this class. Is internet needed? Sorry, sir. Internet नहीं तो class ही नहीं. Nonsense. Energetics is internet. A system cannot work if there is no energy in that. Power cut कर देते हैं. It is heat wave in North Indian plain. Will you sit for my class or would you run for अभी कहीं से हवा तो आए? True or not? So that is what we are saying. Open system. Somebody wrote, energy transfer is possible. I want to tell you, open system. When they teach us in school, they say systems through which energy and material can pass. Yes or no? So I told my wife before the class. That can you please give me some warm water when I am teaching? At times when I speak, the throat becomes dry and I start coughing. Can you please give me some warm water? She said, okay, don't worry, I'll give you in between. True or not? तो वो क्या देंगी मुझको बीच में? Biogeochemical. She will give me something chemical. She'll give me water. Can I say material? True or not? Now some of you request me, sir, for a 5-minute break, sir. 5-minute break. Why? Because there is some material inside you that has to go out also. Yes or no? Waste. So material has to move out also. So material will flow. Material will cycle. Material will cycle and energy will flow. That is important. Is everyone okay with it? Sir, but this is the ecosystems. No, what are we talking? Take it as a pond. Remember water. Does pond require oxygen dissolved in that or not? Oxygen चाहिए. In the morning, people who attended my environment class today, I was telling them about chemical oxygen demand and biological oxygen demand. Yes, the oxygen is needed. So how will the oxygen come? How will the oxygen come to a water body? Well, the oxygen air in contact will start, dissolving in that, and oxygen will get dissolved. True. But if you cut it from the atmosphere, nothing will happen. True or not? So सड़ जाएगा पानी. Energy flow. In a pond, is energy flow happening? Oh, definitely sunlight is falling on the pond. The producers in the pond, whatever seagrass or whatever they are capturing that and they are moving it to further species. That is energy flow. Is everyone okay with, first of all, what is energetics and what is biogeochemical? Why am I talking them as principles of ecology? That ecosystems are essentially open systems. Ecosystems are essentially open systems, and principle of energetics says that there is a constant unidirectional flow of energy across ecosystems. Get that? And if that is not there, ecosystem will not run. Is everyone okay with this? Do you understand that? Similar thing is biogeochemical. Ecosystems are open systems. There will be exchange of matter matter, and then that same matter would be cycled through across ecosystems. So today I have to talk about energetics and biogeochemical cycles. Is everyone okay with this? Okay. Now you know energy flow, and I want to tell you that this is going to take us to school biology. But let's do that. So how did you study flow of energy in ecosystems in school? Energetics. How did you study flow of energy through ecosystems? So flow of energy was through food. Food is energy. Food, feeding, trophic is energy. And we studied the flow. In terms of what? We studied the flow in terms of flow of energy as food chains. True. Where we said sun is the ultimate provider of energy. Yes. That energy comes and there is a unique engine. बहुत बढ़िया सा एक engine है. And this engine is called a plant. It can be aquatic, it can be terrestrial, and they are called producers. Because the nature has given that unique ability to fix sunlight through a process called as photosynthesis. But if you remember, in the abyssal zones, abyssal ecosystems, remember abyss deep inside, there are producers, they are non-photosynthetic. So what is happening over there? Chemosynthesis. So feeding, trophic level, food chain, they can be terrestrial, they can be marine, anything they can be, terrestrial, marine, aquatic. That's what we are talking about. With me on this? Now what happens to the plants then? Well, plants are eaten by what? Consumer. The plant eating animal is called herbivore. Herbi is herb and vor is eater. Do we get that? Or since the word trophic means feeding, plant is autotroph. And herbivore is heterotroph. Chalega? Clear? So can this be an insect? A fly? A grasshopper? Possible? Anything can be there. Herbivore. But this grasshopper will be eaten by another animal which is carnivore. Can I say deer? तो carnivore कौन होगा? Tiger. Insect को कौन खा रहा है? Lizard. Frog. Possible? True. Can be tiger. What do we have here? We can have a frog being eaten by frog को कौन खाता है? Snake. Can a snake eat frog? Yes or no? Snake can eat lizard also. And a python can eat tiger also. ये भी carnivore. And who eats a snake? A kite, a bird, an eagle. Who eats eagle? La la la. Question mark. Infinite. Can I say infinite levels are possible? जिसको इसने खाया, उसको उसने खाया, उसको उसने खाया. ठीक है? तो हम खाते खिलाते रहते हैं. Any questions on this? So what is energetics in this? Well, mathematics of energy is energetics. Suppose the sun is sending 10,000 joules towards the earth. How much will the plants get? 10,000 joule है. So part पर क्या होता है? नहीं ये बताइए कितना मिलेगा? How much will go to the plant? Sir, 1,000. Okay, 1,000. Saurabh is saying 10 to 30%. Priyanshu is saying 10% only. Everyone. So we were told in the school 10%. Perfect. वो तो हमने रटा हुआ है. Sheikh बोल रहे 1%. Sheikh is saying 1%. I don't know. Tell me one thing, everyone. So you are using a bike and you are using a car. Do they have the same average? So bike कितना देता है average? 50 किलोमीटर देता है कि नहीं देता? 50 तो देता है bike. 40 to 50. Okay. And car कितना देता है? 10 to 12. Yes or no? Bike 50 depends on your bike. I understand. Can I say the cc of your bike will decide? तो जो लोग अपना जो है 30 किलोमीटर वाला बाइक चला रहे हो तो यार इतना टशन रहने दो. वैसे भी लॉकडाउन में थोड़ा फ्यूल एफिशिएंट बाइक ले लो यार. ट्रू. मैं तो कहूँगा बाइक तो लाइट एंड इजी मजेदार. 50 क्यों? बाइक में एवरेज होना चाहिए 70-80. वैसे भी तेल का दाम बढ़ रहा है. Yes or no? So can I say there are difference in this, but the fuel is the same. So how is it that the average is different, everyone? How is it that the average is different? So fuel combustion is happening. Combustion is happening. First is the efficiency of combustion, and then the CC, your engine is also consuming energy, no? Consumption of energy, and then there is wastage also. True. Law of thermodynamics. What is happening? Petrol has got what? Chemical energy. Chemical energy is going to turn into heat energy. Heat energy is going to turn into mechanical energy. Yes or no? And then your bike will run. ऐसे कुछ हो रहा है? True. Yes or no? And we know from the law of thermodynamics. We know from the law of thermodynamics that no energy transformation is 100% efficient. सुना है कि नहीं सुना? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only change from one form to other, chemical to heat to mechanical. But any transformation, when it happens, there will be energy loss. Energy loss is happening. And depending upon your engine, different energy losses will happen or not. True. I want you to intelligently see. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. Please treat a plant, a grasshopper, a frog, a snake, a kite as engines. These are all thermodynamic engines. Will they behave differently or not? And why am I talking about different species? Can I say within one given species, human being, a 5-year-old boy, a 40-year-old man, and a 70-year-old woman, give them 2 chapatis, will they extract the same amount of energy? No. The old 70-year-old woman might even complain that I could not digest that day. And that 5-year-old boy will, after eating 2 chapatis, say, what next? I am hungry. True or not? So first of all, what was given to you in your school was just a simple rule. We call it the 10% law. That's a gross generalization. In reality, depending on the engine, 10 to 30% efficiency is seen in food chains. So how much will go? Next level पे कितना जाएगा? 10 to 30%. And इधर है 2 to 5%. Get that? Simply, tell me one thing. One is equatorial rainforest tree, mahogany tree. Second is the desert ecosystem, cactus. Do you think both will fix the same amount of energy? Who's having more photosynthesis? The one with more leaves. Who has more leaves? Equatorial rainforest. So how can you say plant सबका वही? तो plant के लिए मुश्किल है 2 to 5%. Do we get that, everyone? So if I assume that here it was 2%, so how much will reach the plant? 2% of 10,000. Let me talk about that. Mental ability. 2% of 10,000. 2% of 10,000. 200 units. इतना ही आता है भाई. Now आगे कितना जाएगा? How much will go further? Well, it will depend, sir. What is it? So it was found that the average energy efficiency of terrestrial food chains is equal to 10%. Do you get that 10% law which you learned in school? For which food chain? Terrestrial food chain. In fact, aquatic food chains can have far more efficiency. Do we get that? Is it okay? Perfect. So how much will the deer get now? Now you know that. How much will the deer get? Give me a value. 20 joules, sir. How much will the tiger get? 2 joules, sir. If we are talking about, say, for example, a frog, grasshopper frog. How much will a snake get, sir? 0.2 joules. How much will a kite get? 0.02 joules. Everyone with me? So this we all know. Energy reduces. Energy drops. What is happening? This is called loss. What loss is this? Energy loss, thermodynamic loss. I think if you read geography made simple, it calls it perspiration loss. ऐसा कुछ है? I think they call it perspiratory loss. They have a term for that, perspiratory loss. I'm just saying simply thermodynamics law is applying that no energy transfer is 100% efficient, and the loss is happening on account of what? On account of simple energy transformations. Everyone with me on this? Quick question. Now I asked you, everyone. I asked you that after frog, snake can come, after snake, kite can come, and after kite, what will come? Something else can come or not? Something else can keep on coming. Kite के झपट के किसी और ने खा लिया, खाते रहेंगे कि नहीं खाते रहेंगे? So can a food chain be infinite? That is the question which I want to discuss on. So I was looking at one of the sad news reports in some country. Out of hunger, people were eating mud and sand. ऐसा देखा कभी आपने report? Have you seen such a report that they are eating mud and sand? मिट्टी खा रहे हैं. Extreme poverty, they are eating that. अच्छा, talk about the cattle. सर सुना है सर कभी-कभी. Talk about the cattle, everyone. Talk about the cattle. Cattle in India, though we worship our cattle, are they forced to feed in the garbage? Yes or no? Have you seen the cows and other cattle eating paper, and plastic? Yes. Is energy transfer happening? Energy जा रहा है cow के पास या नहीं जा रहा है? Will energy go to the cow like this? Are you not eating any of the food chain? What are you eating? You are eating paper. Paper? Because that's the only thing. कचरे में paper ही खा रहा है नहीं खा रहा है? And then we are looking at the cow. We want the milk also from the cow. Yes. We want the milk from the cow, and we complain that Indian cow, their yield is not very high. And the cow would stare at you. अभी जान लेगा, कुछ खिलाएगा तब तो दूध देंगे. True or not? You're feeding us on paper, garbage, kachra, and saying गाय हमारी माता है. True. And then want milk also. And this is not just cow and cattle. I'm saying you go to the semi-arid area, even the goat. Yes or no? So the farmer looks at the goat looks at the farmer, what? No, I was just wondering, like if we can have some milk. Goat is like, come on, have some shame. Like class attend कर online. तेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता. True or not? Yes. मधुकर दे कौन है यार? दे हम ही हैं. They leave cow after milking. You also after drinking milk, are you bothered about the milkman? Are you bothered about the milkman? His welfare, his market price. Are we? You eat the vegetable. Are you bothered about the farmer? No, we are not. So why are we calling them they? Why are we calling them they? As long as I keep on calling them they, that's a problem. You tell me one thing. I don't know about all other educators and what you are doing. After the class also, are you bothered about class and its work or not? Am I bothered about your progress or not? If both of us are bothered, we see growth happening. We see growth happening. Yes? Same rule applies to anything that you are thinking of. Anything that you are thinking of, law of nature is, आप प्रकृति को जितना सोचते हैं, प्रकृति भी उतना ही सोचती है. The nature thinks of you as much as you think of the nature. Do we get that? So what is our cattle eating? Thermocol, plastic, paper. True. And paper has no energy. Thermocol has no energy. Same logic I want to tell you. After kite, what will be left? 0.002. It's like food without energy. True or not? घर में your parents would say, बेटा घर का खाना खाओ, दूध घी का खाना. But you are like, नहीं वो सड़क पे जो है मोमो खाना है. I love that momo. And the one who makes momo. Yes, I love both of them. मैं मोमो खाने जाऊंगा. True. And parents are saying, बेटा there's nutritious food at home. नहीं मेरे को जाना है. Where is less nutrition, at home or momo? I'm saying after kite, in the food chain there is nothing left. There is nothing left. There is absolutely nothing left. एक काम करो, morning में have some good sumptuous natural food. Sprouts खा लीजिए, salads खा लीजिए, सब कुछ खा लीजिए, ठीक है? Put some sprout and salad, ठीक है? Natural food in a bowl. Take the same amount of food like samosa and kachori. Take the same amount. Get that? Eat them. After 2-3 hours check, when are you hungry? That morning diet of sprouts and vegetables and everything will not make you hungry. Because उसमें energy है. और इसमें क्या होगा? भर के चिप्स खा लीजिए यार. सुबह take potato chips. जितना खाना खाओ. You will see that the energy in the two is different. Energy in the two is different. And what our body needs is that energy. True? Everyone with me on this? There is a debate, unnecessarily religious debate, that what we should eat, what we should not eat. I want to tell you that keep the religion out of it. Keep the religion out of it, if you can. And keep your taste preferences out of it, if you can. In terms of thermodynamic energy, vegetarian diet has more energy. And I also want to tell you, when we are talking about food security for the world as our sustainable development goal number 1, so the world is talking about reducing meat consumption. Do you understand that? Don't attach religion to it. And the sad part is that when religion is attached to this, कि अरे non-veg नहीं खाना है, उसको भी एक धर्म से, खाने को भी हम धर्म कर देते हैं. So unfortunately, a good thing, switching over from non-vegetarian to veg will become more difficult when you unnecessarily stigmatize it. Okay? So there is a house on the road. You are going on the road. You are least bothered what is there. But you know what? There is a board on the house which says "Dekhna mana hai." Do not look inside. The moment the board is there, everything changes in your life about that house or not. True. So you were going, पता भी नहीं रहा. So many houses you passed, but there's one house which says, "Do not look inside." अब तो पक्का देखना. Yes, no. देख के ही मानना. So the same thing, that it would have naturally been like this. I'm saying, there are ways in which, and I think Indian tropical climate supports a huge range of vegetables options, vegetarian options. One reason why India is vegetarian is there are so many options available, whereas such options are not available in Japan and Norway. So Japan and Norway, I would not go and preach vegetarianism over there. In fact, when I go to Japan and Norway, I also won't mind having non-veg. भाई वही है, वरना कब तक दूध और मैगी पे चलाएगा? Indians तो, like Indians abroad, many of them are surviving on Maggi and milk. कुछ नहीं भाई, noodle, life noodle बन गई है यार. True. And then they're wondering, किसी दिन घर जाऊंगा. One day I'll go back home. So that's what we're talking about. Well, if I'm talking about America, US ने तो बहुत Indians पहुंच गए. But when you reach, countries of East, You reach Japan, you reach Taiwan. Oh, Taiwan was difficult भाई. Taiwan में तो खाना समझ में नहीं आता क्या है, जो खिला रहा है कितने पैरों पे चलता है ये भी नहीं पता है. True or not? Whatever they are serving, Taiwan is Taiwan. Get that? So what I am suggesting here is to think about thermodynamically. The food which is plant has 200 joule. So जो ना अब पालक कौन खाएगा यार? Who will eat पालक? I will not eat spinach. ठीक है, मत खाओ. होटल में खाओगे, होटल में जाता है वहां पर खाता है चिकन, चीज एंड स्पिनच. यस, बोलेगा तो मैं ग्रीनरी भी खा रहा हूँ. नाउ एवरीथिंग इज देयर. चीज इज व्हाट? सेकेंडरी प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम द एनिमल. चिकन इज एनिमल. और स्पिनच किस लिए डाला है? वो तो बस दिखाने के लिए डाला है, कुछ हरा हरा दिखना चाहिए. ट्रू और नॉट? I'm saying spinach has a lot of energy. Spinach has a lot of energy. Do we get it? Spinach has a lot of energy. I'm saying carrot has a lot of energy. Carrot has a lot of energy compared to carrot cake. Get that? Carrot cake has a lot of fat. चलिए कैरेट केक क्या होता है? अभी अंग्रेजी में गाजर का हलवा होता है. डू वी गेट दैट? अभी ठीक है सर, कैरेट केक. हाफ द पीपल नाउ फॉरगॉट ज्योग्राफी, दे थॉट अभी कैरेट केक क्या होता है? गाजर हलवा होता है यार. डू वी गेट दैट? फिर भी गाजर हलवा भी, आई एम टेलिंग यू, गाजर हलवा इज ऑल्सो स्टिल गाजर ओनली. गाजर ओनली. हाँ, कैरेट कौन खाता है? हाँ, रैबिट. So instead of carrot, if you choose to eat bunny rabbit, if that kind of a kathor insan you are, sir, who eats rabbit, sir? Hey, go to Kerala, go to a meat shop in Kerala. There will be photo of chicken, there will be photo of duck, there will be photo of fish, and there will be photo of rabbit also. मैंने देखा, मैंने कहा इस मासूम को भी मार रहे हैं. True or not? And who's eating it? हम ही कर रहे हैं. सर मेरे गांव में भी पकड़ कर रैबिट गया. And the funny thing is, where was this? I was in Philippines, and I was wondering क्या खाओ, बड़ा मुश्किल है. So they said this is a delicacy, frog leg. I said frog leg. They said yes, tastes like French fries. You'll enjoy it. I said how many legs are there in a frog? They said don't worry. उसकी टांगे तोड़ के जो frog बचता है उसका क्या करोगे यार? And this is a delicacy. Imagine. And I want to tell you, ecologically, frog is amphibian. Frog is an amphibian, and amphibian population going down is a signal of collapse of an ecosystem. Collapse of an ecosystem. That's frog. So people are eating frog leg. ये नहीं खाएगा, घास नहीं खाएगा, ग्रास हॉपर नहीं खाएगा, इस फ्रॉग की भी टांग तोड़ के खाएगा. लेग पीस, टंगड़ी कबाब, टंगड़ी रोस्ट. किस लिए? समथिंग क्रंची चाहिए था. समथिंग क्रंची, तो फ्रॉग लेग निकाल दिया. अब एक काम कर, आलू के चिप्स बना ले, तल ले, बहुत सारा क्रंची होता है, पोटैटो से बन जाता है. ये सुनो, इजंट पोटैटो चिप्स क्रंची इनफ? बोला फ्रॉग लेग. So will this happen in India, or it can happen only in where? Philippines. Rabbit तो चलो तुम्हारे गांव में भी खा रहा है. Can this happen in India? लेज खा लो, कितना अच्छा था खुशी में. Why eat poor things? Papad. See, Akshay is absolutely okay. Lijjat Papad, Mahila cooperative, women cooperative, doing that. Empowerment of women also. You just want to eat something and it goes kar. Why have this poor frog leg here? Yes. So thank God India doesn't. Yes, Indians खा रहे कि नहीं खा रहे? So Indians are not eating frog leg. I understand. But that doesn't stop them from exporting frogs for frog leg. True. Heard of TN Session? Yes, former election commissioner. So TN Session साहब in his career as an ICE officer, एक बार environment secretary थे. He was an environment secretary. Get that? True. And he got to know of a consignment being sent from Kolkata port to somewhere in Southeast Asia, a container full of frogs for frog leg. Illegal, true or not? And this trade was happening from India. So he got to know of it. And the exporters also got to know of the officer, TN Session. So they said, look, TN Session knows about it. He will not allow this to happen. Let us be smart. Let us change the place. We will send it from Chennai. Hear that? Smart. TN Session is also smart. He is from Tamil Nadu. He got this also. He got this and arrested, confiscated. Will not allow. Do we get that? So frog legs, who's eating? Whosoever is eating, यहाँ से जा रहा है frog. यही देखा ना, रिमेंबर बंगाल में अभी आपने देखा कैंगरू. TN session is no more. This was, he was talking about long ago. He was telling them, telling a story and experience of his career. Like that. Now imagine, he is from Tamil Nadu, he speaks Tamil. He gets a call from a politician from Haryana for frogs. Haryana, Tamil, frog. He says, I did not understand Hindi. That fellow did not understand English. But call is call, minister calling. Yes. He says, whatever I could understand, the minister told me. अरे मेंढक तो मर गए, अब क्या करेगा, छोड़ दे. The four frogs are already dead. What difference does it make? Release them. Release the container so that the trade continues. The frog is already dead. Even if you do this, doesn't make a difference. Imagine what blatant understanding of environment do we have. So मर गया है तो मेरा ही ना, मैं इनका अंतिम संस्कार करूंगा, जो करना करूंगा. They will not be allowed, because if I allow today, then many more. I want to end this. True or not? But there are many who would have said, सर मर तो गया सर, लेकिन सर खबर बहुत दुख वाली है, कुछ तो इसके लिए चढ़ावा लगेगा. So then something will come. Yes, sir? Officers with integrity are less or not? Officers with integrity are less. So frog leg trade is not just Southeast Asia. Illegal trade of plants and animals is a very, very normal thing. And in my GS classes, you would have come across this very important international convention called CITES Convention. So what was he doing? He was enforcing Wildlife Protection Act. And under the schedule of Wildlife Protection Act, we have our list. We have our list or not? Do we have our list? वो हम साइट से कंपेयर करके रखते हैं. एंड इफ इट इज इन दैट लिस्ट, शेड्यूल 1, शेड्यूल 2, यस नो? डू वी हैव द शेड्यूल्स? शेड्यूल में तो आप कर ही नहीं सकते. डेड और अलाइव, इवन बॉडी पार्ट्स, यू नॉट अलाउड टू ट्रेड. So this is what the job of an ICE officer is: know the law, and under which you are operating, and execute it. Will there be political pressure? Serious political pressures. Should you be able to come out of it? Well, it should be able to come out of it. Sir, but if you become too confrontational, what will happen? You will be transferred. So they asked TN session, so you were transferred? He said many a times. He said many a times. One day to twice in a day. One day, twice in a day. They said, did you feel bad? He said, the best part of IS is, you know what? If this is department, this is one department, this is one department, 1, 2, 3. The best part of IS is, if they push you from one department to another department, there also you go on the top only. There also you go on the top only. So wherever you go on the top, and you get to learn a lot. I learned a lot in so many departments. I'm so happy. When I was working with this department, with wild animals, I was also working in space department. मुझे तो space में भी भेजा है. Such a beautiful career that I have. True or not? So that's what we're talking about, the examples and the people who have been working on this. So that is something, like which we should be inspired by. But unfortunately, there are other things that inspire us more. True. The red beacon light, IAS entry, IAS marriage, IAS remarriage, IAS dhamaka, IAS party, IAS inspection. सबको sensation चाहिए. True or not? Everyone with me on this? Food chain, did we understand? Did we also understand that where I intend to bring in the idea of energy transformation in thermodynamics? Trust me, the food that you eat. And I also want to tell you, suppose your parents tell you that take this vitamin pill. Yes, take this vitamin pill once a day. Would you insist? No, I want a spoonful, katori full of it, bowl full khana. एक bowl भर के कभी खाया vitamin की गोली? Ever did you do that? No, I want to have a bowl full of it. Listen, no, you have to have 30. You have to have 30, one every day. Why would you not have a bowl full of it? So that's not food, no sir. That is medicine, sir. Perfect. Check is saying overdose. Check, do you know that in all the Indian medical understanding, be it Ayurveda, be it Siddha, be it Unani, food is a medicine. Any food is a medicine. When we have a bowl full of medicine, come kar, 2 samosa or, yeah, one more, sambar, idli, little bit more. No, some more. There is some more space. Acha, this hotel is good. What does it have? Unlimited thali. Unlimited thali. Marriage, buffet. Add आता है कि नहीं, buffet को ऐसे वसूल करें. I don't understand. If a chemist opens unlimited medicine, you can eat in one go. Will anyone go for that? यार एक काम कर, डाइजीन लेकर, डाइजीन डब्बा भर के ला, आज डाइजीन खाऊंगा मैं. Does it ever happen? ठीक है? नहीं एक काम कर, वाइग्रा लेकर आ, पूरा का पूरा वाइग्रा लूंगा मैं. Does it ever happen? सर्वेश्वर डब्बा लाओ हाजमोला का. Yes. Does it even come? Ridiculous idea. You'll say, what nonsense are you talking about? But it doesn't happen when they write this unlimited thali to us. Yes or no? Unlimited thali तो छोड़ो. अगर किसी ने कह दिया unlimited bottle, जितना पैक चाहिए, वहां पी भी रहा है, उल्टा भी कर रहा है, पी भी रहा है, उलट भी रहा है, मर जाएगा लेकिन वहीं पर. True or not? What is substance abuse? Overeating is also substance abuse. बिल्कुल खुशी, एकदम सही कह रहे हो. Can we education, can it tell us our relation with food? Our relation with food. True. That's what we're talking about. I think a balanced diet is important. If you do not get, there is a belief that vegetarian diet does not have protein. Well, pulses, soybean and all, they can be a very good source of protein. Milk is source of protein. But if you are looking for protein in eggs, in meat, that is true. That is true. But always remember, the energy would be less. Energy would be less. So there are animal protein, there are plant protein. Which one are absorbed by the body first? Plant proteins. So what I'm trying to say here is that you should choose. You'll say, for example, I think coastal areas. In coastal areas, I believe that fishing is equivalent to agriculture in plain areas. So if I tell people, no, fishing is non-vegetarian, stop it. I'm not telling people to stop eating anything. I'm just saying, think about it. Think about it. So you're not eating the seagrass, but you are eating fish. So fish is a different case altogether. But definitely it is non-vegetarian and its energy will be less than seagrass. But seagrass nahi kha pa rahe. True. And I think India is blessed with so many options. So many options, and add to it Swiggy and Zomato. Add to it online teaching. बाहर भी नहीं जाना. क्या टेंशन? The problem with food chains. What is the problem with food chain? The problem with food chain is that no food chain exists in isolation. Number one. I told you, food chains cannot be infinite. Maximum 4 to 5 levels. Do you understand? Maximum 4 to 5 levels. Feeding levels are called trophic levels. Maximum 4 to 5 trophic levels are there. Because after this, theoretically they can be infinite, but nature stops it. Because there is no energy further. That is why you will find grass is more, deer are less, and tiger are further less. That is nature's way of controlling the population also. Is everyone with me on this? But in reality, a deer is not eaten just by a tiger, or grasshopper is not eaten just by a frog. Snake can directly eat it, yes or no? And if you look at Chinese, वो सब खा जाएंगे. जितना भी लिखा है ना मैंने, Chinese will eat it all. You won't even know क्या खा रहा है, उबाल के खा रहा है, क्या डाल के खा रहा है. True. So what we are looking at is food chain is an oversimplified version. Food chain is oversimplification of reality. So reality is what? Reality is what we know is food web. Reality is food web. Do we get that? Food web. Food web is one chain crisscrossing with another chain, another chain. Do we get that? Have we seen such things in our biology books, school days? Remember food web, how one species is dependent on that? This is reality. Many food chains connected like that. But this is too complex to study. So in school also, I'm sure whatever I told you, this food chain, at least some idea was there. 10% rule was there. I'm saying in aquatic ones, 30% can be there. In aquatic, 30% can be there. Is everyone with me on this? But now I'm saying food web. School also did not tell us because it is complex to study. So what do we have? Food pyramids. Where every feeding level is shown in form of a horizontal bar. And generally when we saw that, it came like a pyramid. As we went, we saw this shape. Is everyone okay? Say for example, this is energy pyramid. Can we see because of thermodynamics, energy of the higher level will be less by 10% in case of which ecosystems? Yes or no? The plants will take the energy, and from plants, consumer, primary consumer or herbivore, secondary consumer or carnivore. Everyone comfortable with that? So this is called energetics, how energy flows through the ecosystems, and that each level is called a trophic level. Are we done? Is the principle of energetics done? And there are some variations in energetics, some problems in energetics. वो कल कर लेंगे. Problems of energetics tomorrow. Biogeochemical cycles tomorrow. Tomorrow means tomorrow we have a class, no? Yes, Saturday. Ecological this thing, this will come with imbalances. This also tomorrow. Can you remind me this again? Tomorrow. Because I have to go to the next topic. So every day I cannot spend too much time on ecology, no? So ecology also I'm doing something, and otherwise also I'm doing something. Is everyone with me on this? Let us upload certain things then. Syllabus डाले फिर से. And I'm very clear that we will do justice to the syllabus. These are areas with a lot of current things coming to us. So if we do not keep an eye on the syllabus, we might just be misdirected. Principle of ecology done. Human ecological adaptation done. Now this is what you have to talk about. We are going to talk about impact of man on ecology and environment. Do we get that? And global and regional ecological changes and imbalances. This is what I'm going to talk about in your class number 2. This was class number 1. 3, 4, 5. ऐसे lectures are designed. Is everyone okay? Clear? So tomorrow's class will be on what? Biodiversity, sustainable development. Today's class is about what? Influence of man on this thing. True. Did you also do a homework on this? So what was your experience doing the homework? I want to know that first. Quickly. What was your experience? देखो सौरभ बोला good experience. मोक्ष नहीं लिखेगा. Good experience. What did you learn out of it? Good and others. You also looked at others' information, others' submissions. आपने homework किया. What was it? What worked for you? What did not? So Pulami is very clear. So there was a lot of information. So can I say a flood of information on this? Flood of information. खत्म ही नहीं होता है. Perfect. What else? Lots of things to learn. Anirban. You got to know many things. Okay, so flood of information. There is, your own knowledge about things increased. Brainstorm, understand, help, but not able to bring all aspect. Brainstorming से help होती है, but सारे aspect आते नहीं. तो किससे आएंगे यश? फिर आएंगे किससे? Vocabulary got increased. वैसे तो यश आप तो brainstorming करते ही नहीं. आप तो वही लिख रहे हो more reading से. आप तो एकदम mechanical answer करते हो. आपके लिए तो भाई brainstorming बहुत जरूरी है. You are तो into total mechanical things. कर लो अच्छा रहेगा. One map for all problems. Oh my God. At least I should also know what you got out of the exercise. The many who are not even doing the exercise. वो सिर्फ notes ही लेने वाले. तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, notes ले लो, जो करना है जैसे करे. But then there are people who are doing it. So I'm asking what happened. Did something by brainstorming level need to be raised? Okay. So definitely if you don't have content, everyone, if you don't have content, and where will the content come from? हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, माँ के पेट से थोड़ी सीख के निकलते. You will need to refer to books, refer to sources, and when you are organizing it, then you need to brainstorm. So यश आपको तो यही नहीं पता है ना कि अंतर क्या है दोनों में. तो आपके सारे कार्यों में दिखता है. So if somebody says cooking is not enough, cooking से खाना नहीं बनता है, सब्जी से बनता है. अभी सब्जी लाएगा, cooking नहीं आती तो तब भी नहीं बनेगा. If you buy vegetables, you don't know how to cook, even then you can't make food. If you know how to cook but the vegetables are not there, even then you can't make food. So it is foolish to say that even if you know cooking, good food cannot be possible if vegetables are not there. लेकर आएगा तभी तो. So what was the homework all about? Homework was find out things and then arrange them, है ना? So जैसे बहुत से लोगों ने क्या किया? What are the problems? The problems are lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. Sir, ये notes हो गया, please check. ठीक है, where is the meat in this? Where is the meat in this? I don't see that. This is not even brainstorming. True. Saurabh कह रहा है one problem is that it consumes more time. How to reduce it? Saurabh, you want to learn guitar? Time तो लगेगा ही लगेगा भाई. ऐसा ना? सर मैं गिटार नहीं सीख रहा हूँ. सौरभ बेटा हाइट बढ़नी है, हाइट अपने हिसाब से बढ़ेगी. Everyone, your height, how will it increase? In your growing days, did your height increase or not? Did it increase at its pace or not? Or every night your mother and father would tie your hands and feet और खींच के कर रहे थे. सर समय बहुत लग रहा है. अभी सीरियस हो तो ऐसे ही हो. It needs time. Tell me one thing, you order food, even in the best of the restaurant, will they take time to cook or not? सर टाइम लग रहा है. ऐसा दर्द लेकर आता है ना कि मतलब बोले रुलाएगा पगले, छोड़ दे ये सब. छोड़ना यार, सबको तो इंस्टेंट ही चाहिए. सबको इंस्टेंट चाहिए. So as a child, okay, if I did not get what I desired, मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलता था कि give me a cricket bat. If they are not giving, what will I do? I'll start crying. True or not? I'll cry and cry and cry and cry. पूरे मोहल्ले को इकट्ठा कर लेता था. I'll make a shameful situation to them till they buy me a bat. This ways अब भी चाहिए, नहीं तो मैं जान दे रहा हूँ, तुमसे माँ बाप नहीं कोई, अब भी मुझको जाना है उधर. I want to meet my grandmother, अब भी लेके चलो, नहीं होगा तो ये. True or not? किया हम लोगों ने, खूब नाटक किया. Everyone has done that. There is nothing wrong with that. We did that. You know, today, I've realized nothing happens instantly. True or not? I'm a father. I know everything cannot happen instantly. Yeah, can I say this was very, very unreasonable of me to do? Unreasonable demand. And I really want to tell you, remember Burundi? 30% young boys and girls are orphans. They don't have parents. I think I was lucky. I was blessed. All of us were lucky and blessed that we could do this natak and we got away. True. Whatever happened, happened. One day, my father gave me a piggy bank. Piggy bank. क्या बोलते हैं? गुल्लक. And he says, you know what? This is made up of pitti. Yes, घड़ी जैसी होती है. He says, fill it up. The day it is full, you can break it and you will have a lot of money. I liked it. I liked the game. You know, whenever he used to give me a coin, I would spend it somewhere. I used to spend it instantly, but now I started putting it here. True. My piggy bank. And I also thought, can I put some rupee note also? So I asked my father, can I put rupee note? He said, whatever. जो मिलता है तो डाल यार. So I was very happy and I started putting rupee note also. आपने भी किया? Did you do that? Yes. So one day, I said, Dad, I need a bicycle. He said, yeah, we'll get you one. Not this month. Next month, budget में डाल देंगे. So I was used to asking from my father, and I thought of crying also. I said, Dad, I needed this one. Blah, blah, blah. They said, you have a good luck. Why don't you break it and get your bicycle? Yes or no? I got my bicycle. And I really loved my bicycle. I don't even know where the bat is now. I don't know about the bat. Many such bats I got and I lost them. But this bicycle became my favorite. मैंने कमाया and I did that. True or not? Yes. So there was something was taught to us by our teachers. Our teachers were teaching something to us in their classrooms, yes or no? Through the books. But there were some books which I did self-study. I read them on my own. Those books and that learning has stayed with me forever. Yes or no? That took time. But that made me what I am. This did not take me time. Instant milta tha. True. You know what? In psychology, they say delayed gratification is a sign of maturity. Sir, आपके नोट से हो जाएगा, PDF से हो जाएगा. Sir, it is taking a lot of time. In fact, you become mature and you find how to expedite this process. You find techniques to make things fast yourself. True or not? So when you started doing some mathematics questions, this happened to my son, okay, 3 days ago. He was doing some ratio proportion and all that. So he was not enjoying it and all that. So I said, do one thing, half an hour every day, you sit with it and I'll help you. Half an hour, I'm doing my work and in between I'll tell him, probably he does only 2-3 sums. He's very slow with it. I also get frustrated. So I said, 3 kar le, 4 kar le, that's okay. Day before yesterday, he totally lost it. He said, Dad, I was able to do 20 questions. Everything was there. Suddenly, I don't know where I got that speed. True or not? Did I do a magic? No, I did not do a magic. I said, it will happen. No? It will happen. So, sir, it is taking a lot of time. I don't know. It has taken. That's what learning is about. That's what lifelong learning is about. Unfortunately, commercial teaching or, like coaching or those sensations, they are giving that now it can happen this thing. Well, you don't remember that. True or not? The very fact that you're getting so much of stimulus, a teacher say, wo teacher say, this book, that book, suddenly they're writing and overwriting and writing and overwriting. You don't know where to go. You listen to the toppers. They would say that I concentrated on this and I kept on hitting the nail again and again. And many new things opened for me. Same book. Sir, time लग रहा है. बचा लो. Sir, कोई तरीका बता दो. तरीका तो हकीम उस्मानी बताएंगे आप. है ना? बाबा जी गुफा में चला जाना पड़ेगा. बहुत से तरीके वाले trick people है ना. So you can watch some trick videos how to save time. कहते हैं तो कर लो. और फिर क्वेश्चन, सर ऑप्शनल से जीएस हो जाएगा, जीएस से ऑप्शनल हो जाएगा. हाँ, 3 से 4 शिकार कर लो. You can't even hold a bow and arrow properly. सर सारे मर जाएंगे. हाँ, वो रामायण वाला तीर है ना, रिमेंबर, ब्रह्मास्त्र. ये वाला चाहिए ना आप लोग को, विद अ स्टार ऑन दिस. ऐसे वाला नहीं. जैसे ही एग्जामिनेशन पेपर आएगा, पुल दिस आउट और पेपर को दिखा देना, यू आर पास. ठीक है सर, बैंक पीओसी यूपीएससी हो जाएगा, बिल्कुल है. सर वो एसएससी वाला क्या यूपीएससी दे सकता है? भगवान ने हाथ पैर दिए, जो मर्जी दो यार, कोई रोक थोड़ी है, फॉर्म ही तो भरना है। So everyone, I requested this because this will happen slowly. So we're talking about human impact on human impact or influence of man on ecology and environment. If you ask me, I'll go for the nature of it. For the nature of it, I would say it has been all pervasive. अभी बुक में नहीं लिखा है, ये ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग से आता है, तो बोलता ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग से कुछ मिलता नहीं, आनी चाहिए ना यार। ट्रू। If somebody says a nuclear power plant में कहाँ एनर्जी मिलती है, energy is available only when you burn wood, so you can understand the primitive technology with which that person is operating. So I'm inviting you, include that. All pervasive. When I say all pervasive, what do I mean by that? All spheres. So what are all spheres? Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, cryosphere. All pervasive. All spheres. All regions. What are all regions? Well, land, terrestrial, aquatic, ecotones. Can I say that? In between also, transitional zones. All regions. All continents. All countries. Can I say that? All sectors. All sectors. Okay, Sheikh. All sectors. What sectors? Ecology, I've seen. Economy of human beings impacting ecology. Yes or no? Economy. Does it do that? Politico-administrative. So how can politico-administrative? Putin's action is politico-administrative. True or not? Government deciding for converting a forest into a resort or a plantation. Yes. Government going for palm mission, national palm mission. Is it politico-administrative or not? We've gone for that. Can we do that? Socio-cultural? Yes, socio-culture. So there is a culture of preservation in the East. They are into this. True. All pervasive. हर जगह. And कैसा है? Positive भी हो सकता है and negative भी हो सकता है. Can I say largely negative? Positive कम ही होता है. Only by force or something that we are doing that. I also believe that it has been at an unprecedented, accelerated rate. True. Do we have human impact? So can I say this is the scale of it, and this is the temporal aspect of it? So somebody will say brainstorming is not enough. अब इस पे लिखना शुरू करेगा तो कोई अंत ही नहीं. True or not? If we start working on that, there is no end to it. We can really work on that. But the negative part has created a lot of environmental, ecological degradation. So what has happened because of this? And this is what I had asked you. This is what I had asked you to find out in your homework. Is everyone okay? This is what I had asked you to find out in your homework. And most of you have done it. Some of you submitted it. Some of you did not submit it. So we're talking about human ecological impacts. Here humans have left their ecological footprints. You need to know what is this ecological footprints. We also need to know what is the idea of carrying capacity to understand human ecological impact. Yes. And we also need to understand there's something called as the concept of ecological debt. So ये तीन concepts कराने वाला हूँ. I want to do this, and then I want to show you how to give power to this. तो ये तो भी flowchart है. How to expand this with specific information. So people who have done the homework, whatever homework you've done, very good. I'm going to show you what was needed. Okay? For that, I have a slide which I would share with you, where I will be talking about how global environment has been impacted by humans. Very specific things I will be sharing with you. It has a lot of overlap with current affairs also, and we will try to innovate maps also in that. Is everyone okay? So I have a request. Let us take a 5-minute break. I'll also upload that slide. Okay? And apart from that, I would want people who have not done the homework, go to the Telegram group or the channel. You've seen other people's work, at least wo kar lijiye. Your mind will be primed for that. Do we get that? So we're having a 5-minute break. It is 13:05. 13:10. I will start again. Get it? I'm also just loading the slide. So if somebody wants to go to the washroom, that's okay. But I've given you the task in this break. You can have a look. And I'm just uploading the slide. At first interview, geography is her optional, and she participated in those answer writing programs which we had. क्या नाम था उनका? I think quadrant series and the baseline series, and she was one of the good performers, and then like other things also. So been supporting her. So now she started giving some of the interviews. So when she started giving some of the interviews, they tell her that you have the information. Yes or no? You have the information, but you're not able to substantiate that. True? True or not? So be careful that the flowcharts are showing that you have the information, but you're not able to substantiate them. True? So my job to substantiate it. Substantiate influence of man on ecology and environment. How has he influenced it? 4 spheres. What are the leading global and ecological changes that have happened? Can you tell me some changes that have happened in the world? Some changes that have happened in the world. Can you tell me some of them? Whatever come to your mind. Some of the changes that you can think of, which you've been hearing. Okay, sea level is rising. Absolutely okay. What else? What else? Sir, heat stress is there. Climate change is happening. Glaciers are melting. Absolutely okay. Perfect. What else? Sir, desertification, heat wave. True. Perfect. So they should come in the answer or not. Now the thing is that you have a list of things. You have a list of things and you're not able to substantiate. So my job to help you substantiate that. Is everyone okay? So our topic is how human beings have impacted ecology, how human beings have impacted environment, at what scale, local, regional, global. This is the agenda. This is our topic of the day. Is everyone okay? Biodiversity loss is happening, everything is happening. So everyone, tell me one thing. Don't worry about this slides. I've got a lot of information because I don't want you to run from here and there. So I make sure that my students in environment geography, they get all that is needed. Okay. So is the environment changing? Has the environment changed? Changing environments. And when I mean environments of an ecosystem. Ecosystem. So climate change has happened or not? Climate change. And ecosystem is not just biotic, abiotic. Has it impacted, deep impact on the environment, economics and society, threatening the health, water, food and energy security? True. So if you thought you don't have much to write on climate change, I think I have a big sentence which talks a lot about everything. And I think these are what 30 words. 30 words. Yes, sir. I was talking to the student about the interview. So she said that, sir, they asked me, sir, imagine they asked me a question in the interview, mock interview, what is El Nino? Sir, I was not able to even crisply tell them what is El Nino. I was saying, like there is this, like this observation center, and then this is the temperature, and this is the sea surface temperature. So can I say climate change has altered weather patterns, which have deep impact on environment, economy, society, livelihood, health, water, food. Remember the definition of system? What is the definition? Interacting interdependent set of components. One component सबको change कर दिया, ठीक है? अच्छा इसका consequence क्या हो रहा है? What are the changes? Poverty is increasing. Migration, people are forced to migrate. Conflicts are happening, yes, and especially in vulnerable areas. Negative effects will happen if we cross 1.5 degrees Celsius. Do you know that? The reports tell us that even if we control it to 1.5 degrees Celsius, sea level will keep on increasing. True. So can I say climate change is having a widespread effect? Widespread. Can I say all pervasive? I just wrote the word all pervasive. Everywhere, all sectors, all sections. Will it happen or not? Have I got a point to substantiate? Can I convert it into para? Now some of you want to mug it up. सर आप देखो ना ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग से थोड़ी आता है यार, ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करनी नहीं आती तो रोना क्यों रो रहे है ना? जब साइकिल चलानी नहीं आती तो क्या साइकिल पे कौन कमेंट कर सकता है? रटने बैठे हुए तो रटो भाई, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Next is let us go to the population. The number of people affected by both slow and sudden onset of environment disasters is increasing. So second thing, what is happening? Disasters are happening. And will those disasters also leading to environmental degradation, poverty, social inequality, urbanization, and demographic change, and all those things again connected? Is this happening? Are natural disasters a question or not? The polar temperatures, did I tell you that it is increasing twice at that rate? Yes, increase in polar surface is more than twice. Sorry, I pasted the slide again. So that is there. And Arctic is retreating, ice sheets are retreating, ice shelves are retreating. Disasters to human security, damage to ecosystem, livelihood, and economy. Can you see for everything this will be interconnection, interconnection, interconnection? Will it come or not? So what have I done here? I have talked about what are the problems, and my problems are. Did I remove that flowchart? Yes. Can I say atmosphere? Can I write climate change now? Everyone? In cryosphere, can I write glacier melt? Now tell me, everyone who has just looked at the slide, do you have a lot to write on climate change now? People say brainstorming से नहीं होता. अरे भाई, कहीं से ढूंढेगा वो तो करेगा या नहीं करेगा? Climate change leading to so many things. Climate change leading to so many things. Glacier melt leading to so many things. Can we make a map of this? So please quickly make a map also. You've already made a flowchart. Now we're looking at a map. Everyone okay? Where is mean sea level rising? Is China's city ये डूब जाएंगे कि नहीं? Mean sea level rise. India में चेन्नई, कोलकाता, will they go or not? Looking at mean sea level rise. Can I say islands mean sea level rise? Can I say Pacific Islands mean sea level rise? Do we have that? Low-lying areas? Just doing that. Can I say that this is the zone of permafrost melt? Global regional economic imbalances. Do we have a lot to write on that? अगर आपके पास डाउट है तो आपके पास स्लाइड भी है भाई. और इसमें हमने देखा it will lead to environment consequences, economic consequences, social consequences होंगे. Will that happen? Several issues cut across all environment themes. That is also, we need to have wisdom on that. So human health, gender, urbanization, education, yes, they all relate to people and livelihood. Others such as climate change, polar region, mountain, environmental disaster are concerned with changing environment. So can I say everyone in my map, can I say that disasters, which disaster? Hydrometeorological disaster, cyclone. Can I say that? Everyone, was it in news that Arabian Sea cyclones have increased in frequency and intensity? Yes. So in the morning also somebody was asking me, sir, how come UK is getting a cyclone with a speed of 170 km/h? True, disaster. Is it related to the livelihood? British cities, कल मैं अपने environment class में पढ़ा रहा था. UK, British cities are poorly prepared to handle floods. Do you have an example? 2021 की रिपोर्ट है. 2022 में मैं आपको साइक्लोन बता रहा हूँ. Do I have an example or not? तो brainstorming से नहीं होगा बेटा, ये brainstorming से बन रहा है. And I do it in slow motion in front of you. If I was given this question in the examination, I'll do it at lightning speed. I have examples also. Do we agree? So tropical cyclone तो है ही. Tropical cyclone is there. Temperate cyclone has also added to the problem. Agreed or not? Hilly areas of the world, mountain regions of the world, what have we done? Encroachment upon mountains. Will earthquakes come? True or not? Chances? ये हमारे mountains हो गए. Do we have problem with mountain ecosystem? Mountain ecosystem देखो. Mountain ecosystem, what is happening? Glacier melt. Soon what will happen? Water shortage. Water shortage will lead to what? Whatever horticulture is happening, वो जाएगा. लोगों का livelihood जाएगा. जाएगा या नहीं जाएगा? बोला brainstorming से नहीं आ रहा है. I'm saying it is there in front of you. That is why I brought a slide. Anyone who feels that I don't have ideas, इसको expand कर देना. This slide will be called as paper filling slide. चलेगा? भर देंगे यार. There's a lot to think of. I can connect with gender. I can connect. Imagine, the impact of climate change with gender changes. Man and woman, उनकी struggles अलग है. Solid waste disposal, chemical, food, energy, ये सब तो अभी अभी न्यूज में बात कर रहे हैं. The scale and magnitude of global consumption, especially in urban areas, is affecting global resource flow and planetary cycle. Can I say unsustainable consumption is the rule? Unsustainable consumption, not for need but for greed. Need versus greed. Where does this idea come from? This idea comes from brainstorming right now. True or not? And I want to tell you very big dichotomy which you will write in your answer: cities versus rural areas. Cities and their surrounding areas will continue to grow in both population size, and they are the generators of economic growth. So can I say urbanization is the rule, and urbanization itself causes a lot of consumptive pressures on the environment. True or not? Who can impact the environment more, urban areas or rural areas? Cutting across issues, expansion to आना चाहिए. Will it impact environment, people and livelihood? Will that be impacted? So environmental and social conditions interact with a lot of damage to health. Poor environment conditions, which can be changed, cause approximately 25% of global disease and mortality. Poverty की वजह से disease है. Waterborne diseases, yes or no? Lack of cure, lack of nutrition, उस वजह से हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा? 2015 environmental pollution caused 9 million deaths. आप सुन रहे हैं बार-बार WHO की रिपोर्ट आती है about the most polluted cities. What are cities? Mostly urban areas are polluted. True. Everyone, my topic is human environment impact. Is the answer done in this itself? Is the answer done in itself? Most polluted cities, मैप बनाते जाएंगे साथ में. Most polluted cities अगर मुझे देखी है, where will I put most polluted cities? दिल्ली, कानपुर, बॉम्बे, और इसको चाइना को भी छोड़ो, शंघाई, बीजिंग, दिल्ली को एनसीआर ले लेते हैं, सुनो, मेक्सिको सिटी. अफ्रीका में तो सभी यार. अब नाइजीरिया की बात करें, अबूजा एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, वी टॉकिंग अबाउट बिग पोल्यूशन हैपनिंग इन ऑल दीस सिटीज. ट्रू और नॉट? तो सिटीज भी डालती मैंने. सर, should we be talking about individual ecosystems? You told us, lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere. Sir, I have made my sheet on lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. True or not? No, I understand. To make my answer powerful, I will like to see lithosphere as land and soil. Suddenly good ideas come to your mind or not? Suddenly change lithosphere to land and soil. Oh, so soil degradation is happening. So land degradation is happening. We are wrongfully using it. Yes. Too much of concretization. Sir, urban heat island. True or not? So soil salinization. Okay. बोला brainstorming से नहीं आएगा. अच्छा, atmosphere में climate change तो है ही. Can I use just the word air? Air pollution. One of the biggest thing. Can I write a lot on air pollution? Go further, go to ozone. जिसको मारना मारो. पूर्वी is nitrogen cycle atmosphere. तो हमने कर दिया ना, land and soil. उनका तो degradation हो रहा है. Overuse हो रहा है. Desertification is there. Habitat fragmentation is there. Have you heard of habitat fragmentation? And people who are just listening to me, I hope you are writing also and you are drawing the map also. Habitat fragmentation. We have created settlements in the village. The habitat of wild animals have been fragmented. Yes or no? We have removed the forest. That is there. Jhum cultivation is what? Land degradation. Mining. Open cast mining. Illegal sand mining. Sand mining. कितना बड़ा न्यूज़ था 2021 में sand mining. True or not? Yes or no? Do we have information? We have a lot of information here. Come on. Soil salinization, land degradation, spread of desert, habitat fragmentation. 5 words, 5 sentences, lot of answer. So where is habitat fragmentation? Well, cities, highways. India's national highways cutting through forests are doing that habitat fragmentation. Do we agree or not? हो रहा है, बिल्कुल हो रहा है. Tell me one thing, a river is flowing. I put a dam on that. I put a dam on that. What is it? Habitat fragmentation. Habitat flowing of water. I put a dam. Fragmentation. Who has done it? Human impact. I hope you're writing what I'm saying. So answers तो आपने लिखे. You did that. Some people just made flowcharts. But I'm saying where? Why would you not refer to some source? Source तो refer करना चाहिए कि नहीं? अच्छा, hydrosphere के लिए मैं क्या करना चाहूँगा? One तो I think hydrosphere में I would seriously want to talk about water, fresh water में. True or not? Human beings have played with a lot of fresh water. One, wrongful use. Too much of water goes wasted in irrigation. Then to that water we have added pollutants. So quantitatively, qualitatively, lot of loss is happening. True or not? And I also want to add, everyone, oceans and coasts. Ocean and coasts. Human impact on oceans. Ocean acidification. True. Human impact on oceans. Ocean acidification. Oceanic pollution. Coastal area. Coastal degradation. Ecotones damaged. True. Yes or no? So for लिखेंगे कैसे? How will I remember it? First, do you agree that there was a chance to develop this topic, and this topic will be developed only through brainstorming? That is why I said that I would like to see that who goes for that application of mind, that information is a lot, how will I process it? How will I process it? Okay? You want to see how I processed it? So let me show you. Humans have impacted the environment, and not only physical environment, it's cross-cutting things. Also, people's livelihood are impacted. Yes or no? Consumption patterns are impacted. Everything is impacted. I want to bring in some current affairs. So, how humans have performed. So, human decided to have their development of a particular way. Human development. Yes or no? And they said our development model is about achieving 17 SDGs. Do you agree? True. Like UPSC syllabus, the world's development syllabus is what? What is the development syllabus of the world? 17 SDGs. Let us look at their performance. The code is, if this green arrow is there, you are going on track. If this yellow arrow is there, that means, and you are not on this line, that means progress is there, but insufficient. On track is good. And if it comes down, you are moving away from the target. Pehla target kya? End hunger. Is the world on track? Slightly less. I understand. COVID pandemic made it difficult. End preventable deaths. Well, again, COVID pandemic, Africa, kisko bachaye? Achieve universal access to safe drinking water. Do we have that? Are we on track? Sir, वो है ना, पेयजल मिशन. अरे वो सब होगा. World is not on track. थोड़ा सा short है. Achieve universal access to modern energy. नहीं sir, अभी भी चूल्हा जला के चल रहा है. So is everyone okay? So we are trying, but what is the problem? Insufficient rate. So you are preparing for UPSC, but what is the problem? Insufficient rate. Mood नहीं लगता. अच्छा, let us look at improve water quality, reduce water scarcity. कहाँ चल रहा है? राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन. हर घर में नल, हर नल में जल. ऐसा. Improve air quality. पता नहीं कहाँ पर वो है. मुझे तो ये भी ready चाहिए था, but limit global warming. यहाँ तो बेशर्मी में चल रहे हैं हम लोग. Reduce marine nutrient pollution. Remember eutrophication. Is eutrophication increasing or reducing? Eutrophication is increasing. Ocean acidification is increasing. Sustainable management of ocean resources. अरे we have overfished. सारा fish खत्म कर दिया हमने. Yes or no? For land, achieve land degradation neutrality. हो रहा है? नहीं हो रहा. Remember bond challenge ले तो लिया, हो नहीं रहा कुछ. Halt biodiversity loss. Everything is red. These are the latest reports which I have. You can very well use them. Symbol मत बनाना. So can I say that at least in human development indicators, the world is thinking. World is thinking. Environmental indicators, miserable failure. Can we include some ideas here? Human impact is people are hungry, people don't have good health, they don't have access to safe drinking water, and energy resources are very limited. The water we drink is not good, the quality of the cities and life and air is not good. These are all impacts. But if you want to see more impact topic wise, let us look at state of environment, what humans have done to lithosphere. Land degradation and desertification has increased. True. Now you don't know what the data is. I have given you the data. With land degradation hotspots covering approximately 29% of the global land, 3.2 billion, half the population of the world is living in nearly 30% of the world's land degraded hotspots. Do you have data? Do you have to run anywhere? No, that is there. Why is the land degradation and desertification happening? Because we are chopping off forests, the problem of deforestation. Deforestation has slowed, no doubt about that, because the report says, but it is still continuing. Yes or no? And the sad part is that if the countries now want to try to increase their forests, they are doing so in terms of plantation. Is plantation a good idea? Plantation crop. So desertification is happening, your forests are being chopped off at a slow rate, but it is still there. And urbanization, they are growing at a factor approximately 2.5 since 1975, and in 2015 accounted for 7.6% of the global land. This is what urban centers are. So we have data. So ये क्या करेंगे? Hydrological cycle को impact करेगा urban heat island, soil functions, many things are happening. Let's look at the food production. Remember, land and soil. Soil gives us what? Food. Food production is the largest anthropogenic use of land with 50% of the habitable land. Livestock production is also there, that is also consuming. Sustainable land management is not happening. If that is happening, we will have food security and loss of nature. That can also be there. In fact, feeding 10 billion population, which is expected by 2050, will require an increase in 50% of the food production. How will you get it? Everyone, have you heard of organic farming? Have you heard of organic farming? Have you also heard that organic farming will bring down the yields for some time? Now population increase हो रहा है, खाना कहाँ से लाऊं? Sri Lanka tried that experiment without thinking deeper. Got or not? And the saddest part is 33% of the world food is wasted. State of environment, consumption, unsustainable consumption. Can I say that? Unsustainable consumption. Can I say wasteful use? Did UPSC ask a question on use and throw attitude? What is there? Can we use this? 1/3 of the world's food is wasted. 1/3. And you will be surprised. You and I don't waste it. 56% comes from developed countries. So शाम को restaurant बंद होगा. Everything that was on sale will be thrown. 56% is wasted. Such a crime. True or not? So land is getting degraded, soil is getting degraded. We are turning into urban heat islands. So this is what human impact is. Do you have sufficient content? If a question comes only on lithosphere, do you have content? Your discussion from the soil also bring in. If you want an illustration, there is a graph. Global surface area allocation for food production. 71% is ocean, 29% is land surface. If I take all the land surface, 71% is habitable, 10% is glacier, 19% is barren. So how much is there? Habitable land only 71%. 71% or 29% of what? Imagine 149 million की बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें से only 104 million. Habitable land में 50% goes for agriculture, 37% for forest, and बाकी कुछ shrubs, grassland. Yes or no? This is for grassland. Where are urban areas? These are urban areas. 1%, 1%, 2% are there. Do we get that? Let us look at agricultural land. Within agricultural land, 77% is under livestock and 23% is under crop cultivation. And I'm saying both of them are challenged. True. So you have data also, which is there, and the idea on lithosphere. Everyone, can you expand on lithosphere and land? How human beings have impacted the ecosystems, the land? Do you have the terms and do you have the data and information with you? In fact, you have a lot. How to capture it? I would again want to tell you, people who did the homework yesterday, today pick up from the slides the best things and put them in map. Put them in map. So what is the map? Mera map. So how do I show agriculture? Show the plains of the world. This is the agriculture belt of India. Can I say coastal plains? Agriculture. Can I say Ukraine, Russia? Agriculture. Can I say this? Grassland? Agriculture. Can I say this? Grassland? Agriculture. Can I say downs? एग्रीकल्चर कर सकते हैं. यूक्रेन रशिया स्टेपी है ना, इधर हंगरी का आप लोग पूछताछ बोलते हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा? चाइना भी अपने रिवर वैलीज में कुछ खेती कर रहा है. व्हाट इज दिस? एग्रीकल्चर. टू टाइप ऑफ इट. सबसिस्टेंस एग्रीकल्चर, कमर्शियल एग्रीकल्चर. कमर्शियल वेयर? डेवलप्ड कंट्री. सबसिस्टेंस वेयर? डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज. बोथ ऑफ देम विल क्रिएट देयर ओन प्रॉब्लम्स और नॉट, है ना? You have your map going on. Human impact on environment. Can I cross certain things? Can I cross certain things? What is this cross? Deforestation. We are chopping off our forest. True or not? For deforestation नहीं हो रहा है. Some popular areas we can talk about deforestation. Mexico में हो रहा है, Brazil में हो रहा है, whatever you know of. I'm talking about land and soil. And do we know, everyone, where we are writing points? Yesterday I told you 33% of soils of the world are degraded. Which report? FAO report. The map is there, the points are there. Mountains, glaciers are melting, UK is flooding, 33% of the soil is degraded. Yes? Can you tell me what is this? What are these arrows? What are these arrows? These arrows are desertification. Africa Sahel region. India, I have shown you the desert expanding here, and in north also here I have shown you the desert. So some places desert. Not every place I have to show. Not every place I have to show, but can I show this one? And I have the symbols also working for me. A good map. And I really thought, people, or even brainstorming, I thought, when I'm giving you homework, people will think, they will read also, and then they will compile it. Now, if you have not compiled it, it's okay. I'm supposed to tell you also, no? But if you tried it, that's amazing. You tried it, and this is where you have. Air pe aa jaye, atmosphere ko kaise humne ho gaya. Emissions continue to increase, leading to air pollution, climate change, stratospheric ozone depletion, and exposure to persistent bioaccumulative and toxic chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons also. Is the answer done? One para answer. Emissions, what have they done to the air? Pollution, climate change, stratospheric ozone, and exposure to persistent bioaccumulative and toxic chemicals. Job done. अच्छा, what will be there? कुछ data तो देना, data दे सकते हो. Air pollution is the main environmental contributor to global burden of diseases. 6 to 7 million premature deaths have happened because of this. And the sad part is air pollution is highest in where? Urban areas. And the world is rapidly urbanizing. World is rapidly urbanizing or not? And we are looking at people, approximately 3 billion people are burning fuels, wood, coal, crop residue, and dung. जला रहे. Urban areas, heating requirements, so pollution will continue to happen. The governments are trying to make laws. Remember, हमारे पास क्या है? AQI, Air Quality Index. So I want to tell you, 1998 to 2010, there has been a 5-fold increase in the number of national climatic laws across the world. There are 1,500 laws in the world. Do we get that? So atmospheric pollution, important thing. Second is, globally, decreasing emission trends from local air pollutants in certain sectors and regions have been offset by larger increase in others. So there is what? Regional imbalances or disparities in pollution. So it is not uniformly polluted. So very, very difficult to catch that. Electricity that is generated from the non-renewable, say for example, oil-fired, gas-fired, coal-fired power plant consumption sector is the largest anthropogenic emitting sector of what? SO2 and non-methane volatile compound. So I have given a case study also, which is this electricity generation is one of the biggest killers. And what are we getting? Sulfur dioxide, not only carbon, we have looked at non-carbon also. Particulate matter also, urban areas particulate matter is very, very high, and other things are there. Global increases in anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions and climate change have occurred even while mitigating activities have taken place in many parts of it. So global warming and greenhouse gas emission keeps on increasing. Do you have to remember all? No. First para, everything is there. 4 items: pollution, climate change, ozone, and exposure to chemicals. 4 yaad rakhna. Quick say, human impact on air is very, very clear. Job done. Land done, air done. Let us come to oceans. Oceans and coast. The principal drivers of change facing oceans and coast are ocean warming and acidification. That is number one. Just like air, ocean pollution, and increasing use of ocean, coast, delta, and basin for food production. So can I say increasing use? This is called over exploitation. 3 things for the ocean. 3 things for the ocean: acidification, pollution, and overuse. 4th thing which we can add here is mean sea level rise. So during the global warming, is the mean sea level rising or not? Khushi is saying correlate. Khushi wo biotic mein kar lenge na. We are talking about abiotic first. We are looking at the chemistry of the oceans. So changes in temperature, ocean temperature. Have you heard of marine heat waves? उनका इफेक्ट होगा. यहाँ पर भी फॉरल लिखा हुआ सब कुछ. एंड अभी आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट ग्लो लेटर प्रोग्राम. रिमेंबर ग्लो लेटर मॉर्निंग वाले जितने भी बच्चे हैं, ग्लोबल लेटर, इंटरनेशनल मॉनिटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, मैरीटाइम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, IMO की हम बात कर रहे थे. Plastic and microplastics are eating the ocean. I told you now, ocean fog, plastic and microplastic, they have entered our food chain also. So everyone, ocean का तो बहुत clear है. Ocean pollution through this plastic and all those things. Second, increased use, acidification, and this mean sea level rise. If left undressed, what will happen? This will combine to produce a destructive cycle of degradation, and that the ocean will no longer provide vital ecosystem services. Ecosystem services चली जाएंगी. क्या होती है ecosystem services? Livelihood, income, health, aesthetic, culture, religious values, everything. This is what we are talking about. They will be lost. So hydrosphere and oceans have a role to play or not? They will seriously be lost, and these are the problems which human beings have created. Oceans not only do this, they play an important role in economy. When they are lost, your economic sector will also be lost. No, aquaculture, it generates 252 billion annually. Yes or no? Small scale fisheries. Purvi saying acid rain is also in hydrosphere. Purvi यहाँ पे आ गया ना. सबसे पहला point तो है warming and acidification. तो acidification कैसे हो रहा है? Do we get that? So aquaculture, I've written aquaculture provides 3.1 billion people for 20% of their dietary proteins that we are doing. लेकिन वहां पर क्या हो रहा है? Fish catch is going down, and in fact, lost and otherwise discarded fishing gear, ALDFG, is a major concern as a litter. It is harmful for the fish. It is an economic threat कि वो जो जाल उसी में छोड़ आते पानी में. Yes or no? So many fishing gear, you go for fishing and that gets damaged or something, you leave it in the sea. It is creating a lot of problem. Lot of problem. Microplastic पहुंचा कैसे? Most of it is from overuse. Is everyone okay? Land, air, water. Do you have specific points to write? Specific points, data, सब कुछ तो है. सब कुछ तो है. Concepts पूछोगे तो concepts you can very well write down. कि ये जो last point था ना, overuse. This is a real problem. But the real problem in the world is that human beings' ecological footprints have increased. True or not? So how many of you remember, like during summers, parents would say इतनी गर्मी है सो जाओ, and people in North India would sleep. दोपहर में कटिया तान के सोते थे या नहीं सोते थे? Down south also, people in South India there also, in summers do you sleep? Maybe you are from down south. Who all are from down south? जल्दी बताओ. I think Sayed is also down south. So people go up to sleep कैसा? It's so summer hot, nothing to do. True or not? Tell me one thing. Today is that free time gone or not? With so much of stimulus coming in, so much of online things coming in, so much of demand from academic, if you are a student, from job, if you are employed. True or not? इतने stimulus है. पता नहीं वो बचपन का चैन किधर चला गया. True. We've expanded ourselves so much. You know what? Humans decided to step on a treadmill. Yes, they decided to step on a treadmill. Treadmill is good for exercise, no? Running. Then they put it in 1, 2, 3. The speed was 3 kilometers per hour. You know? And then they forget. That they must control this, and they are letting things go out of hand. And now the speed is so much that we are unable to get off the treadmill. True or not? Even if I try to get off it, I will fall down and I'll be hurt. I'll fall down and I'll be hurt. So humanity or human race, it is like touching upon too much. Where did we see that? Okay, something. Maybe I'm not able to find it over here. What we have done is our reach has increased. So what is ecological footprint? So ecological footprint is, in Hindi we call it paristhitiki padchap. So suppose you're walking on a sandy beach. Will you leave behind your footmark or not? That is your footprint. True. So do you know that this was an adult footprint and a child footprint? Get it? And I also want to tell you, a footprint is, it's a quantitative measure of the space you took. True or not? You're walking on the sand. Itna main jagah le raha hu. True. Now everyone, to run this class, do I need energy? Is energy needed to run this class? Yes, this transmission electricity is needed. Yes, sir. For you to attend the class, is it needed or not? Some of you are having fans running around you. Some of you have coolers running around you. Some of you have AC running around you. True or not? Do we have that? Are we consuming energy? Get that? Achha, there must be a school, government school, without the facilities, just being conducted under a tree shade. Possible? So government क्यों कह रहे हो आप? चलो ठीक है, Gurukul or something. Possible or not? So a Gurukul class which is being conducted under tree shade. यहाँ पर बच्चे बैठे and Master Ji has a board and he is telling student about geography. This is one class. And other is an academy plus subscriber attending a class. A and B. In terms of energy consumed, which one is using more? So an academy is using more. So whose nature of impact is more? Nature of impact is more. So an academy. Well, I don't know. Here they are teaching 10 students and here they are teaching 1,000 students. Whatever is the energy used by 10, and this will be energy used by 1,000, true or not? Offline versus online. Which one is more energy efficient? For offline, people will use transport system to reach a coaching institute. There will be a huge infrastructure, water, air, atmosphere, modulation, and everything. Would it require something or not? Construction material to make that, water supply for everyone. Yes, air conditioning for that, lighting for that, mic system and everything will be needed or not? So can I say that every activity will have some impact on the ecosystem. Rather than impact, the demand will be there. If we can measure this demand for every activity and add up all the demands of people of the planet, will it give us the ecological footprint of the world? True or not? Ecological footprint. True. One more thing, last thing, since I'm talking about it. Have you traveled in local train in Mumbai or very crowded metro trains? Yes or no? Have you faced a situation where you're not able to put both your feet on the ground? Somehow you're managing with one foot or one toe only, trying to balance. Yes or no? What has happened in that train? Population is much more than the capacity of the train. True or not? Then people start going and sitting on the roof of the train. आपने देखा ट्रेन की छत पे भी सवारी होती. Over capacity. So if ecological footprint is the measure of demand that we have made, ecological capacity or carrying capacity is a measure of supply. Do we agree? If you're writing this answer in introduction or conclusion, should you not tell us that human impact on environment is that the ecological footprints have far exceeded the carrying capacity? Good way to start and end the answer. Human ecological impact, that is the topic. I would say impact is that our footprints have far exceeded the carrying capacity. True. So what is footprint? What is ecological footprint? Please write down ecological footprints. Please write down, everyone. Ecological footprints. Ecological footprints are a measure, are a quantitative measure, are a quantitative measure of impact generated by ह्यूमन कंजम्पशन। ठीक है, मुझे एक बात बताइए, आपने वो टॉपिक पढ़ा इकोनॉमी में, इट इज कॉल्ड नेशनल इनकम अकाउंटिंग, दैट यू कैन मेजर द इनकम ऑफ अ कंट्री बाय कंजम्पशन एज वेल एज एक्सपेंडिचर आल्सो। कंजम्पशन से भी होता है और एक्सपेंडिचर से भी कर सकते हैं। कैन वी डू दैट और नॉट? वन इज हाउ मच डिड यू कंज्यूम, अदर इज हाउ मच डिड यू प्रोड्यूस, बोथ वेज ऑफ डूइंग इट और नॉट? So I'm saying I want to measure human footprint. It can be measured how much we are consuming. Can it also be measured by waste generation? True or not? If I don't know the consumption, there is a specific limit up to which waste can be generated. There is a specific limit. So these are your raw material. Yes or no? This is your waste capacity. What are we doing? We are putting over on that waste generation. And human consumption is we are exploiting raw material. True or not? So if we are able to measure that, if we are able to measure the impact either in terms of how much we consume or how much we generated, waste generation on the ecosystem. Can I also say ecological footprints is a measure of various ecological services or ecosystem services. Ecosystem services availed by humanity. True. So what are ecosystem services? Well, ecosystem services are the services given by an ecosystem. So like these. What are the ecosystem services? देखिए जल्दी से बताइए मुझे. Livelihood is an ecosystem service. If it gives you a job, if you are into say for example chopping of forestry, does it give you income? Ecosystem, agriculture. Does it give you health? What is health? Medicine, herbs. Does it give you employment? Does it give you beauty, aesthetic sense? So many people visiting Kashmir at this point in time when the tulips are blossoming. Yes or no? Cultural and religious values. Cultural and religious values. किधर पहुंच गए आप? So you're wondering that I want to see all the cultural and religious values places. So you go to the heritage site, cultural heritage site पहुंच गए. Religious, you go to Rameswaram, you go to Puri, you go to Ayodhya, Mathura. If you are a Hindu, you can go to Mecca, Medina. Muslim, you can go to Jerusalem. We're talking about all those things. True. Different religions. Kartarpur Sahib Gurdwara in Pakistan. The Sikh community is interested in visiting that. They are interested in visiting, having good relations with Pakistan for that. True or not? तो ये सारी सर्विसेज कौन दे रहा है? इकोसिस्टम्स दे रहे हैं. इकोसिस्टम दे रहे हैं. आर दे गिविंग और नॉट? कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा. इकोसिस्टम. Ecosystem. With me on this, everyone. Current estimates suggest. ये मैं कहाँ गया? Sorry, I was defining. No? So ecological footprints. Everyone done. So ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are of three types. We call them provisioning services. Second is maintenance services. Third is aesthetic services. What is provisioning services? Providing. What is provisioning services? Providing raw material. Kacha mal. Yes. Does the nature provide us wood, oil, coal, gas, plants, biomass, water, land, soil, provisioning? Does the water recycle? Evaporation, condensation. Is that a natural way of cleaning up? Yes. Water seeping down groundwater and comes into the well fresh to drink, fine to drink. Clear. Does the air pollution also solve itself? Maintenance. Important or not? What is aesthetic? Aesthetic, I just told you, socio-cultural beauty, and that is what is happening. So ecosystem services समझ में आ गए? Ecosystem services. Is everyone okay? Then what did we have next one? Carrying capacity. Carrying capacity, I told you. What is carrying capacity? Carrying capacity. Maximum ability of ecosystem to meet the needs of its components and its dependents. Components and dependents. True or not? Yes or no? What is ecological debt now? अब ये बताइए ecological debt क्या है? What is ecological debt? What is ecological debt? Any idea? Very simple concept. So take more from environment, not able to recover it. Overuse of this. Okay, perfect. The difference. Perfect. So everyone, your father's income is 50,000 rupees per month. Yes. Your household expenditure for running the full family and everything, you take 40,000 rupees. That is your expenditure, and this is your income. Net positive or negative? Net positive or negative? Can I say your father's income is the carrying capacity, economic carrying capacity of your family monthly, economic carrying capacity? And can I say that this is your footprint? If the footprint is less than the carrying capacity, if the footprint is less than the carrying capacity, then no problem, you have surplus. True. But what has human done is, human increased the footprint to an extent that human ecological footprints are much greater than what? The carrying capacity. True. Human ecological footprints are greater than carrying capacity. Can I say ecological debt is the difference between them? Whatever excess we are taking is debt. Suppose you wanted to enroll into an academy, and that year you had to somehow get, that month you had to get 20,000 extra for the subscription. Yes, you decided to go for 20,000 rupees extra. So 10,000 rupees short or not? So your father says, don't worry, this year I am incurring 10,000 extra. Abhi kya ho gaya? Debt ho gaya. Let me take that debt, and next month when I will ask 50,000, as it is, how much do we spend? 40,000. No, that 10,000 I'll return. Makes sense? Makes sense. So that is ecological debt. Everyone okay with carrying capacity? Everyone okay with the footprint and the difference being called as ecological debt? Now tell me, in GS there is a special day which is marking this ecological debt mathematically. GS में question आता है उस पर, if anyone can remember. Simple concept, if anyone can remember that. जल्दी से current affairs से relate कर रहा हूँ. Let me see. And that's why I said no. Option is about concept. Optional is about concept. Somebody wanted to do GS, करवा दोगे मेरा? सब करवाएंगे. मालिक जो आप कहिएगा हो जाएगा. जल्दी से. Nobody is answering. I'm waiting. And many of you are writing prelims also. Earth overshoot day. Earth has resources to last 365 days. Can I say that? Earth has resources to last 365 days. If we consume it wisely, when will it end? Our demand should be 365 days. But imagine if we consume fast, and if we consume within 11 months all the resources that were available for that year. On 1st of December, would we have overshot our target or not? If instead of 12 months, we have resources of the world. So what we did was, we divided them and we said, okay, divide them by the time, and we got that you are allowed within the sustainable. Remember, scientists can calculate with the carrying capacity as well as our demand and all those things. So they said, okay, this year, this much is allowed for sustainable development. This much expenditure is allowed. Is everyone okay? Perfect. So 365 days, and you are allowed to spend it. But you spent all of it in 11 months. Can I say 1st December is the day ecological debt begins? True. So next year, should you consume fast or slow? Should you consume fast or slow? So we should consume slow. How slow? Sir, take 13 months. Instead of 12 months, this time you should do 13 months. Then what will happen? You will restore it. Is everyone okay with the ecological debt idea? This time, I used all in 11 months, so 1 month extra. That is debt. But next time, whatever is sanctioned, so I will use it in a way that I will use 13 months. True? Now imagine, next year also, I consumed all the resources. Within 11 months. So what will happen to the overshoot day? Because overshoot will start from here. Next year spending will start from here. I do it 11 months mein khatam kar diya. So what is the next overshoot day next year? So 1st of November. Are you understanding what is happening to the overshoot days? They are going backward. Do you know the Earth overshoot day on 2021? What was it? What date was it? Anyone? Any idea? July 29. And I'm sure इस बार जून आ चुका है. So we are consuming the resources within half the year. If Earth's carrying capacity is this, which is supposed to be used in a full year, we consume it in half a year. How many Earths do we need, everyone? How many Earths do we need? if we are consuming the demanded quota within 6 months. So we need how many Earths? 2 Earths. Are 2 Earths available? So what do we need to do? We need to cut our demand to half. Is the world ready to do that? Is the world selfless to do that? Is the world intelligent to do that? Everybody is pulling whatever is possible. My interest. I want to see Russia का oil किसको मिलेगा, सस्ता मिलेगा, ज़्यादा मिलेगा. अच्छा, Europe people, you people consume it in one day, we consume it in 1 month. True or not? Absolutely. Our Foreign Minister Jaishankar had a point. You people finish it within an afternoon. I take a month. तो वो तो ecological debt की बात कर रहे हैं. Do you understand the concepts or not? This all will require a lot of understanding, brainstorming. उधर question में answer में use करेंगे हम. See, the topic looks very simple. Topic is simple. यार. Tell us about human ecological impact. I'm to saying human ecological debt, imbalance, environment also. We saw all the spheres. Are they impacted or not? Did I talk about local also and regional also? Local places I can talk about desertification on my map. True or not? Did we understand this or not? Do you have content? Land के लिए लिख सकते हो, air के लिए, atmosphere, and the real issue. Don't mug up the slide. Use whatever is important. Oceans के लिए कर सकते हो. But I told you hydrosphere has got fresh water also, and fresh water is a big problem. So let us look at the story of fresh water. Population growth, urbanization, water pollution, and unsustainable development are all increasing pressure on water resources across the world. Do you have proper specific causes? Yes or no? And that pressure is further exacerbated by climate change. Climate change is making the problem worse. Population increasing, mostly urban population. Water, whatever is there, is getting polluted also, and we are unsustainably using them, wasting it a lot. So there is a pressure. And then climate change. So what is climate change? Slow onset disasters like drought, famines are coming or not? Worldwide, please, important fact, agriculture uses 70% of all fresh water, rising to 90% in poor countries. Poor countries, there is no regulation. 90% पानी तो आप agriculture में डाल रहे हैं. पीने के लिए पानी नहीं agriculture में डाल रहे हैं, and agriculture में over irrigation करेंगे. The competition for more water from cities, industry create an imperative to improve efficiency in agriculture water use. In most regions, if the quantity is a challenge, remember that video I shared with Burundi, people were forced to drink dirty water. True or not? Most regions, water quality has worsened since 1990. Not only sandy, muddy, but there are pathogens, there are pesticides, there are microplastics in them, there are pollutants in them, they have turned saline. And I want to tell you, 2.3% billion, which is 1 in 3 persons, don't have access to safe water. And जो पानी पी लेते हैं, the water which they drink, that produces diarrhea, intestinal parasites, and associated pathogen pollution. Quantity, quality, 2 headings. Do you have a good point? You're saying brainstorming से काम नहीं चलता. I had a flood of information in front of me. I thought first that how would I like to see the human impact on ecology and environment? I would like to see on a local scale also and a global scale also. Global scale, I'll have these data. On a local scale, I have examples. I'll have map में मैं बहुत सारी चीजें दिखा सकता हूँ. True or not? 1.5 billion people gained access. This is good development. तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. 1.5 billion people actually got drinking water. But I want to tell you the issue of gender disparity. ये भी अपने आंसर में लाऊंगा ना. Women spend 16 million hours per day collecting water in sub-Saharan countries. And did I share the video of Maharashtra, where women are going down the well to get that water? So don't feel happy that it's happening in Africa. Women की life बहुत challenging है. पानी बेचारे वही लेकर आ रही. Women 16 million hours, men 6 million hours, children तक लगे हुए बेचारे पानी इकट्ठा करने में. True. यहाँ आप लोगों के hours आते हैं. How many minutes did you read? And then if you want to thank an educator, say thank you to him. Word of gratitude. True or not? आपके पास आता है ऐसा? What are you counting? Number of learning minutes. What are they? Number of hours standing, fighting for water. Life is not easy. Last, biosphere भी तो रहेगा. State of environment, biodiversity. The last sphere. Biodiversity refers to the diversity, living genetic species. It helps in regulate the roles of biodiversity. Climate regulate करता है, air filter, enable soil formation, mitigates natural disaster. It is also provider of timber, fish, crop, pollination, ecotourism. Amazing. It's very, very important. But what is happening? A major species extinction event. Have you heard of the 6th mass extinction which is happening? And we call this age as the Anthropocene. सुना है? Anthropocene is marked by, remember, हम कहाँ तक पहुँचे थे? Pliocene, Pleistocene, Holocene. Holocene के बाद अभी क्या चल रहा है? Anthropocene. Remember geological time scale you had marked up? Anthropocene. In Anthropocene, we are looking at 6th mass extinction, where only we will be left. Major species extinction compromising planet's integrity and Earth's capacity to meet human needs. Genetic diversity, which is very, very important for survival, is declining. We are eating only a few limited crops, so there is threat to food security and resilience. Environment and human health. Environment and human health are intricately intertwined. So infectious diseases, are they on the rise or not? Disease emergence in wildlife, domestic animals, plants. Zoonosis. Zoonosis is because of living insects and living organisms. COVID and all we are talking about. Zoonotic diseases are now 60% for human infection. And seriously, the habitats are losing their productivity. Remember net primary productivity I told you? When you don't have diversity, you lose your productivity also. Population of species are declining. They are going towards extinction. What is the data that is there? Native and non-native species are threatened. Their ecosystem habitats, they are lost. Herd of invasive species also. Okay, so the economic cost is very, very high. Biodiversity loss is also not having an equity. Poor people, women and children, they will be impacted more because habitat loss will happen, degradation will happen, agricultural practices, everything will be compromised in this. Although government efforts are there, remember Aichi targets were there, we were looking at Biodiversity Action Plan 2020, but has it failed or not? So remember, we are waiting for what? Kunming Declaration. Remember 30 by 30? ऐसा कुछ पढ़ा है मैंने? Kunming Summit is happening. This summit is Summit of Biodiversity. I have a topic biodiversity which I will be talking tomorrow. So I can take some ease on this. Who's driving that human influence? कल कर लेंगे. Everyone, tell me, do we have less information? किसी के पास कमी तो नहीं पड़ने वाली? Anyone who feels there, sir, there is lack of information. Go back home, compile them. Now sensibly arrange them. इस मैप को और बढ़ा सकते हैं? Can you show me fires, forest fires, where are happening? Can you show me ice melt, where is it happening? True. Can you show me shifting elevation? Can you show me diseases? Yes or no? इतना सारा हो जाएगा. So many things are possible. What were we supposed to do today? Influence of man on ecology and environment. Done. All the spheres with data, with understanding. Global and regional changes which have happened. And when I'm talking about regional changes, not just physical changes, did I bring changes in human geography also? Employment, livelihood, urbanization, economy, migration, sub points. Lectures are finely designed. And I've already told you 15 years of offline teaching cannot afford to, leave certain areas. Somebody said that I've done, like class from some other educator. I'm a working professional, sir. I'm attending your environment class because that teacher did not complete. Complete, no complete, you have to go into the real issues of environment. You have to connect it with current affairs also. At the same time, you have to give the language also to the student and brainstorming. So how was your experience? अच्छा था, sir. अच्छे में power आ जाएगी. And tell me, people who had done the homework yesterday, did you get more insights into, oh yes, all these I could have included? Are you in a better position to appreciate or not? So all students who had done their homework yesterday, can you take that and forget it? कि यार उतना अच्छा नहीं था. आज I have more information, more ways of looking at it and putting it in a more meaningful manner. Do that. People who missed it before, you have an opportunity. अभी भी कर लो, weekend आ रहा है. Otherwise, environment becomes a weakness. I don't want that to happen. So tomorrow we will go into conservation. We will start talking about conservation, sustainable development, biodiversity. कल की क्लास में करेंगे. Thanks a lot. I hope you created value out of it. And I'll see you. So no environment class in GS tomorrow. That is Monday to Friday. आपकी क्लास कल है. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.